The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today. Add eGiving to your website and integrate it with Shepherd Staff. We got some great technology in store to show you. Not only do we have Church 360 Unite, how it integrates with Shepherd Staff, but also the GivePlus powered by Vanco payment solutions for electronic giving. I'm going to flip on my webcam here along with, you can already see Peter there, which I'm sure you're very familiar with. I'd really like to say hello and hi and welcome everyone, and thank you for attending our event today. I just have a few housekeeping items before we jump into the content. First, everyone is in listen-only mode. We have a lot of attendees on today. We want to make sure that everyone has clear audio. So we want to make sure that we're eliminating as much background noise as possible. But that does not mean we don't want your participation. We highly encourage you to submit your questions at any point during the presentation, and we'll make sure that we will ask as well as answer those questions. Also, we are recording today's presentation, so if you do want to watch it again or share with any other your coworkers, we'll be shooting you out an email, and you can feel free to share that and watch it again. So be on the lookout for that after today's event. Also, we have a few poll questions in our event today. It's one way we try to make our webinars as engaging as possible, obviously webcam being one of them, but then poll questions being another way. Being in an online event, hard to see who else is joining you on the presentation. So we like to ask questions and then share out those results so you can see your peers and how they're answering as well, and who else is joining you on the call today. So that's really a majority of the housekeeping items that we have. I want to take you through our agenda. You can see it's going to be pretty straightforward. I'll give a formal introduction to Peter Frank, no relation to me, Louis Frank. However, he is another great Frank, so it always is great to work with another one. We have that audience poll question that I talked about, learning more about who else is joining us today. And then Peter will take us through Church 360 Unite and how you can have integrated giving with GivePlus, powered by Vanco, and how that integrates in with Shepherd Staff. I'll share a little bit about some additional capabilities that we have on the electronic giving side. And like I said, we'll be facilitating questions and answers, so do not hesitate to ask any questions that you have. So if you haven't attended any one of Concordia's webinars, I highly recommend them. Peter does a fantastic job, is incredibly knowledgeable, and he is the senior manager of marketing there. And if you didn't know, he's also the vice president elder at Salem Lutheran Church, and he brings incredible amount of insights, not only about Concordia, but how the church operates and how they can best operate as well. So Peter is a great resource to have on hand to not only show you the technology today, but to answer any questions that you have. So thanks so much for joining today, Peter.
Thanks for having me, Louie, and thanks for that wonderful introduction. That is
Absolutely
far too kind.
All right, so we want to learn more about you, our audience, which leads us to our first poll question, which is, what is your role within the church that you represent? And I'll launch that out, and we have a few choices. So we have pastor, we have lay leader, which we've classified as deacon, elder, church council member, or other. We have treasurer or finance committee member, and then we have office support, which we've kind of lumped into administrator, office manager, sort of on that administrative side. And then we have other, and if it's other, don't hesitate to chat that in. Again, we love learning about who is joining us on the events, as well as trying to curate a better online experience for you based on who is joining us today. So if you take just a second to fill that out, I'll keep it open for about 5 more seconds here as a way for the majority of our audience to fill that out. And thank you for doing so. All right, perfect. All right, I'll close that out, share out those results. And it looks like we got 59% that's saying they're office support, 18% treasurer, finance committee member, 14% pastor, and then 5% each for lay leader and other. And again, other, don't hesitate to chat that in about what sort of your job, role, and function is there at your church. So Peter, I think that's a really nice mix of who is joining us today across the board to learn about Church 360 Unite, how it integrates with Shepherd Staff, and of course, how they can have electronic giving. So at this time, Peter, I will pass control over to you. We could jump into the presentation.
Fantastic. Thank you, Louie. And let me go ahead and get my screen up and running. Make sure that's going before I start talking. We've got a lot to cover here. Now, one of the great things about technology, and also one of the challenges, is that it can all work together really well to make your life easier. but sometimes it takes a little while to get that set up and understand how all those things integrate. And so as we were talking about today's topic, we discussed how these tools all work really well together, but not everybody knows how to set them up. We've been doing some training seminars here at CTS here in St. Louis, and it always is a good reminder as I talk with customers face-to-face that just because we have these integrations and these cool features available doesn't mean everybody knows how to set them up. So that's what we're going to go through today. So we're going to start off by looking at Church 360 Unite, which is our church website builder, and how to add eGiving from GivePlus onto your website. And so you'll see here on the screen, we're in that kind of a management part of Vanco, and the way to get to the GivePlus part is to go over to Admin, and then, oops, let's see, we'll get that loading, and then under Company Profile and GivePlus, that's where we're going to be going today. So if you're following along here, that's our first stop, is to go over into the GivePlus settings. So this provides a place where you can add electronic giving for your members to your website. So we're going to pause there on GivePlus and switch screens over to Church 360 Unite. Now, Church 360 Unite is our church website builder, and when we invited you, the audience, to attend, we kind of cast a wide net, specifically related to Shepherd staff. Now, I know many of you are Shepherd staff customers or considering Shepherd staff, and we're going to get into Shepherd staff in a little bit. Now, Church 360 Unite is the church website builder from Concordia Technology Solutions that integrates with Shepherd staff. Now, the principles that you're learning today on adding electronic giving to your website can be done with any website platform. So if you're not using Church 360 Unite, you can still add GivePlus and use this embed code to add it to your website. That's not a problem, but we're going to use Unite because we built it to be really easy to use. So it's a pretty quick demonstration there. So if I go too fast or if you miss something, go ahead and put a question in there. We'll be able to follow up later on. But I just wanted to show you what Church 360 Unite does, and we'll talk about the integration in a few minutes with Shepherd staff. So this is our website, our fictional website, Resurrection Lutheran Church. You can see that it's got a lot on Bible study there on the main page. Now, we don't have anything about giving to the congregation. So with Church 360 Unite, we've got this admin toolbar up at the top, and we're going to go click on Pages. I'm going to show you how easy it is to add a new page for online giving or e-giving. So we're going to go into the top right corner where it's Add a Page and click that. And we're just going to add a blank old page, as we call it, a plain old page, a blank page. We've got a lot of different page types, but this is the most straightforward. So we're just going to click Create Page, and we're going to title this, and we're going to call this Giving. And we're just going to save it as that. So now this website will just have a /giving that they can add to their URL, which makes it really easy to contribute. So I'll save my changes. And actually, I'm going to drag that over to the navigation. We'll go back to the home page and show you we've got About Us, worship times, news, ministry, sermons, visit for those first-time guests. We're just going to add that to the navigation. At the very end, we're going to add giving. So we'll drag it over, and actually, let's put it, yeah, we'll go to the very end there. All right, so add giving. Now, it's in a draft mode. We're going to make that public once we're done. So I'll hit Save, close out of Pages, and now it's in our navigation. Now, I can see that because I'm logged in. It's draft mode, though, so any of our visitors won't see it yet. We're going to click on Pages, or click on Giving. That'll take us to the page. So you can see Giving, draft mode. And I'll zoom in a little bit to make sure everybody can see okay. Sometimes I forget that my screen is right in front of me and you guys are looking through a little window. All right, so this is our draft page. To edit the page, we're going to click this left-hand button here, Edit Page. And this gives us a lot of different options for how the page appearance should look. We're going to go pretty basic today. Now, I'm going to copy and paste some information that I got from the Vanco Marketing Center that helps you introduce and continue to remind your members about electronic giving in your congregation. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that. I'm going to click on this Paste as Plain Text and just paste all my information there. Enjoy the convenience of electronic giving. Click OK. And that comes in just as straight text. Now, what I want to do first is make this one the title and say, all right, go to Styles, Heading 1, and we'll make that the title. Now, that is just a very basic page. It talks about the benefits of electronic giving and how easy it is to do. And we'll click Save. And now I'm going to turn off Edit Page just to show what that kind of looks like. We're still in draft status. Now, the way that it used to be is that you would add a link to the bottom of this page that would take you to your electronic giving page from Vanco. And you can still do that. But with GivePlus, it gives you the advantage to embed a giving window right to this page. And so that's where we were at before. So remember, we were in the Vanco, in my Vanco, under Admin and Company Profile, GivePlus Settings. And oops, we'll pull that back up. So this is our GivePlus Settings page. Now, this is the same place where you can manage your GivePlus settings for the mobile app, for the kiosk, but we're going to focus on the embed right now. And so you've got these two kind of toggles over here, GivePlus Online Embed or Kiosk. And with the kiosk, you can add more like your church logo. Well, you don't need to do that with the embed code because that's already going to be on your website. So we've got that in place. You can put the church name. This is our test account. So I'm going to go ahead and put Resurrection Lutheran Church. And then we can have a custom thank you message. So thank you for your offering to Resurrection Lutheran Church. And then I can toggle some of the other information here. So like the button color or the text color or the background color. What's really nice about this is that as you are adding it to your website, you can make it feel like just a part of your website. So let's go back here to our website at Church 360 Night. So Resurrection Lutheran Church. The way to modify your website is under Themes. And so we're going to go to Themes, and we are using the material theme here. And I'm going to customize it where we have all of our colors. So we've got our header color up here. We've got our navigation color. Let's use those colors on our GivePlus mobile embed. All right, so I'll copy that hex code, that 6 character code that gives me the exact look and feel, and we're going to put that as our background color. Oops, maybe I didn't copy that well enough. All right. And then our button color, we're going to go here to navigation color, copy that hex code, switch back and put that there. Oops. Oh, I know. My fat fingers are getting in the way. There we go. Okay. Oh, actually, the background color applies to the kiosk only. I forgot about that aspect of it. So as we look at the kiosk, that's probably not our best. We'd probably want to change that color to a lighter one. But that's okay. For the embed code here, we're going to put that kind of darker color, and so it'll tie in very well with our theme. All right, so now we can save all. And then you go up to the top left, so there's our success. Go to the GivePlus Online Embed, and it gives you some iframe source. This is starting to get a little technical. This is getting into coding, and this is the spot that usually scares people away with adding anything from an outside source to their website, because all of a sudden it's code. And we know many people in the church are not web designers. If you are blessed with a volunteer who's a web designer, that makes it real easy. But this starts to scare people away because it's all code. Now, it shouldn't scare you because it's very straightforward. It's compiled into one set collection of code where you can just copy that source code and it'll go to your clipboard. And I'll show you how easy it is to add it to your page. So let's go back to our website. We've already got our colors, so I'll close out of themes. We're still here on our eGiving page, or our giving page, let's call it. We'll click Edit Page. And now I'm just going to go down here to the very end, click Enter. And there's in this editor, you can see we call it our WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. It's just like writing an email. There's a button here, and you can add pictures or audio or video, or you can embed other media, other code. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to click that button, paste that code there that's on our clipboard, and click OK. All right, now it'll start to load. I'm going to hit Save. Oops, it's taking a second. Sometimes as I'm showing things live, there we go. Now I'm going to hit Save. Yeah, it's loading in the page. Sometimes as we're presenting, all of the streaming of the video takes a second. All right, still working there. All right, good. We're in good shape. So I'll hit save. I'll close out an edit page. Give that just a second. All right, so that's what it looks like. It embeds that exact view that we were setting up in Vanco and puts this GivePlus embed right on your electronic giving page. And it looks like it's part of the page because it ties in with the colors and everything. Now we're still in draft mode. This looks good. Let's go back to edit page and publish this. And we'll save that. And I will close out an edit page, and then I'm going to sign out of my site. And I'll show you what the experience looks like for your congregation members, for your givers. All right, I'm going to click here and sign out. All right, so that takes me back to the home page. Now I'm just any other visitor to the website. We'll click on Giving here. And that'll pull up my page, give me that information about giving, and now it'll load. Now what's great about this is that this is using all of the security that is provided with GivePlus. You can see that little icon in there, that SSL encryption. And so while your site with Unite is already secure, this credit card information or debit card information or banking account information never funnels through your website at all. It goes directly to the payment processing that GivePlus has. And so it keeps it nice and secure. It's using what's called iframe technology that basically puts a window on your website to GivePlus. All right, so now here's what we can do. You've got two options here. You can give now, and you select the fund, and we'll do general fund. And you can either do a one-time or a recurring fee. So if we do one time, we can do that right now. Whoops, I clicked too fast. Let me go back to Give Now. Select the fund, general fund, and we'll do $50 and add that donation. So the thing that I would do next, I just click the next button, and it says, all right, enter in your information. Now, I'm going to fill this in with my pre-populated work information. We have a test card that I'm going to plug in. So if you are seeing this number and you're typing it in and saving it, don't worry, it's not going to work anywhere. But we're going to just go real quickly in here, just like any other e-commerce website, except this is given a donation. So we'll put that information in and click next. And it will just give me a quick review of everything that says, all right, we're going to donate $50 to the general fund one time. Donor name is there. I'll click donate now and let that process, and success. Thank you for your donation. We're set. That's how easy it is. So I mean, we're 18 minutes into this webinar and we've already added in an online giving portion to your site. So that's fantastic, electronic giving. There we go. All right, so I'll click done and it takes me back to that screen. Now that is great for one-time donations, but you also have the ability to set up recurring giving. And so all you have to do for that is sign in. And you can either, if you've already used GivePlus, if you as the giver have used GivePlus, you can use your information, or you can create a new GivePlus account. So any member of your church can go in there and start giving just by creating an account there. Now, I have already created an account, so I'm going to type that in here and put in my password. Make sure I type that in right. I did not type that in right. There we go. All right. So now I'm signed in as Peter Frank. I set up that before. You can do the select frequency, one time, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly. All of that can be set up very easily. The giver can tell when it starts. So let's say we're going to give $25 a week. And I got to pick my fund. On the general fund, add that donation, go through. It remembers the credit card that I put in previously. From my last one that I set up, not the one time, but from before. And then I can just go through and click donate now. And so that adds all my recurring gifts. So thank you for your donation. I can also go up to this menu and see my giving history or my recurring donations. So you can see what I did last time. Last time I was a little bit more generous, giving $50. Now I'm at 25, but that gives the giver that entire access to their history. And again, we're not anywhere but the Resurrection Lutheran Church website. All right, so that's how easy it is to add the different types of giving, the one-time giving, the recurring giving. Let's talk about how it comes into Shepherd Staff next. So we're going to pause here on Unite. We will come back. We'll talk about that integration with Unite and Shepherd Staff in a few moments. But we're going to pull up Shepherd Staff. And in order to bring these offerings in and tie it to your giver's records, so you can give that contribution statement if you do it on a quarterly or annual basis, but you definitely want to track those donations, add them to your general ledger. You'd go into Shepherd Staff and you'd go into contributions. Now, I already have contributions pulled up here. To bring in those GivePlus donations, you'd go up to Batches and then Vanco Import. And that'll pull up this page here. And there's some different directions. Now we're using a test system, so I'm going to go ahead and we've got a little built-in tool for us during demonstrations that allow me to use that test site. So you don't have to worry about that, but I just wanted to at least explain what I was doing there. So now we can say, all right, bring offerings from which date? And we're going to start off with May 1st, 2018. We'll go through today. And I'm going to go and get my password from off screen here to put this in. You'd put in your password. Your Vanco client ID is next, and you can edit that by clicking the edit button, typing it, and saving. Once you do that once, it's in there for good. And same with the Vanco user ID. Now the Vanco user ID is your web service ID. So if you have not set up this, do this integration with Shepherd Staff and Vanco, all you have to do is contact Vanco, and we'll have that information at the very end of the webinar. Contact them, ask for your Shepherd Staff web server or service user ID, and they'll get that set up and ready to go. So you'll put that in here, put in your password, and then you just hit download. Now, the transactions that I just did will take time to process. They won't come over yet. Actually, yeah, this one from testing that out earlier, that already did. So it takes a little bit of time, but it comes in right fairly quickly, and it'll start to sync. So we've got here previous ones from Dave and Sue Abbott, and they have that envelope number here that is part of Shepherd Staff, as I'm sure most of you are familiar with. And then we have this electronic offering ID. So it matches automatically with Dave and Sue Abbott. Now you can also go in and take this electronic user ID and apply that to a giver. That'll be over on your contributors. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But what it does is any that are ready to go, you can then do and click create batch. It says create an offering batch for each date. It's going to take a look at all these dates that Dave and Sue Abbott gave and create that offering batch. There's 5 dates there, so 5 offering batches were created. So we'll click OK. And these are not in there yet because they haven't been linked. All right, so we'll close out of that and we'll go up to batches. And you can see here are those batches that were just created. Now this is a demo count, so we don't have all the batches that you at the church will have. We've got several here. We're up to batch number 14. We'll double click on that, and that'll show that that is from Dave and Sue Abbott, the fund number, the fund amount, and then we can go and post that. And if you have more donations from GivePlus, they will still be divided by that day. So it'll match with your records, and you just post those batches as they come in. So that allows you to just bring them in really quickly, post them, and you don't have to type anything in by hand. Now, there's usually a lot of questions around that electronic ID. So we can go in here and, oops, sorry, wrong one, contributors, and I'll show you in there. So Dave and Sue Abbott have that electronic offering ID, which was set up within Vanco for them using the on the admin side. All you have to do to update that is click edit, unlock, pardon me. You can click edit as well, but unlock's the best way. If you click unlock, then you can go and type in electronic, or in the EOI, electronic offering ID, and put in that number there, and then that'll link it. So as we go back up to batches and Vanco import, it does make you put in your password every time. That's for security. Actually, let me go back to our test system. All right, so we will go ahead and download those. I can get these electronic offering IDs by exporting to Excel and then just easily copy and pasting. So Excel is opening on my other screen. I'll take just a second. I have a little bit on my screen. There we go. And there's those electronic offering IDs from those one-time gifts. So we can bring that in. We'll just bring one of them in, close that out, go under into contributors, and click unlock. And you can just paste that into whoever it was giving. Oops. There we go, and lock that. So then the next time that we bring in the Vanco import, go to my test database, copy my password and paste it in. Now see Julie Billings is matched with that gift. So for those one-time gifts, because you're not required to sign in, those gifts can come in. And if you have those anonymous gifts that are given, you can just track those as like loose offerings. But if somebody's setting up a recurring gift, you can take their electronic offering ID, attach it to the right person. In this case, we're putting on Julie Billings, and create that batch. So that's pretty straightforward on how you bring your Vanco offerings into Shepherd Staff. So as I'm sure many of you are familiar with, as you're creating batches normally, you're going in here, adding a batch, and you're typing in the envelope number, the fund number, the amount for each one of those. With GivePlus, you're able to accept those donations and bring them into Shepherd Staff and not have to type anything. And once you match those electronic offering IDs with the giver, then they're automatically matched. So that's a one-time process by giver, and that works out real well. So, all right, let's go ahead and go back to Unite and talk about how Unite interacts with Shepherd Staff. All right, so this is back to our website, and we will click the sign in, and it should automatically remember me because I've been using this site quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. If you are interested in integrating your Church 360 Unite website with Shepherd Staff, underneath settings, there is an integration tab here that gives you all of the information about how to integrate Shepherd Staff by taking this token and subdomain. And our subdomain is material. That's the name of the theme that we're showing off today. But in Shepherd Staff, under membership, you would be able to bring your members. So we've got all these people like I got all sorts of stuff showing there. Like Dave Abbott, you'll be able to bring him in and show him on your member directory on your church website. So then I'm not going to go through that whole process. It does take a little bit the first time to upload everybody, but you could bring them in here and you can show how the member directory includes all those people in your church. And they can log into your website and interact with each other, see things that are private information. You can see, like, if Sue Abbott came in here, you could see what her contact information is, like your email address, and do more with that. Now, what's great about this is this combination of your members being able to log into your website, view information, view ministry information. You can then put that online giving component within the context of your website for people to go into and see. So, for example, VBS is going on right now. Vacation Bible School is a really common thing in churches, especially during the month of June. We have a Vacation Bible School page here. Now, in this case, you may want to be asking members of your congregation to donate to support Vacation Bible School. And so you can put a Vacation Bible School page on here. You can go and edit page. And let's say something along the lines of, would you like to support Vacation Bible School? Please share a donation. Oops, we'll add please share a donation below. And this is where you can now go back to your GivePlus embed code, copy that. Again, we just went right back to it, copied that same code, bring it back here into Unite, go and embed that, paste it there, embed media, okay. We'll wait for that to load. It'll take a second. or more than a second. There we go. It's pulling that information in. We'll click Save. It'll refresh the page. We'll get out of Edit Page. And there you have it. So you can have your donation page within the context of ministry. And that's really the key time to ask. And you may not want that for all your visitors to see. You may have a page for Vacation Bible School that is all about welcoming the community in. And then a Vacation Bible School page for your members to say, okay, you who are our members, we rely on your support for Vacation Bible School. So while you're reading about that and getting excited, go ahead and give to that. Now, we won't go into this in detail, but you can also use GivePlus for things like registration fees. For events like VBS, you would just have a designated fund for that. And while that may not be an offering, it's a great way to accept registration fees for VBS. So I'll show you that one last thing that we talked about. So if this is your member page where you're getting them involved, you can just go up to Pages, and we'll go to Vacation Bible School, mark that as private, click Save Changes, and that becomes your Members Vacation Bible School page for donations. All right, we'll wait for that to update a second. There we go. So see, now that's members only. So the members will be able to log in and see that and donate, but you're not asking your community members to donate. That you're welcoming them in for free, but for the members that support the ministry, they can support it right there from the page. So I know I covered a lot here. Let's just do a quick recap of everything that we discussed. So the first thing we did was we went into the Vanco portal, went to the GivePlus settings, and set up our GivePlus online embed page right there. And we modified the colors. We made it match our church's branding. We went and got the embed code. We went into Church 360 Unite, our website builder, and created a giving page and embedded that code right in there so that you can accept offerings from your members or your guests on your website. And it's all done securely through Vanco's embed portal. We can add in you could do a one-time fee or a recurring fee. For recurring, you can sign in. Then we brought that back into Shepherd Staff through our Vanco import here under contributions and batches. Vanco import, brought that in. We created a batch, so it got added into the database with all of the other offerings that we got from the envelopes or the plate. And from there, you can take it on and add it to your ledger and everything else in Shepherd Staff Finance. And we showed where to go to get information about how to integrate with Church 360 Unite so that you can bring your members into your website, allow them to access pages that might be private to them. And we did that with our Vacation Bible School page, where we are giving the volunteers and the members a chance to support Vacation Bible School right from that page. And that's about it. So I feel like I went through that rather quickly. I think I told Louis that I had about 30 minutes. I think that ended up being about 20 minutes. Louis, I'm sorry for going short. I just get excited about that. So if anybody has any questions, please put them in the chat. Sometimes this, for me, this is easy, and I know for other people that it's a lot to take in at once. But yeah, Louis, I don't know if you have any questions about what we did there or anything you want me to go into in more detail.
No, I mean, I'm excited. I want to go to Splash Canyon badly. That looks like a really fun place. Now, why I was so excited about this event is that we hear all the time from churches that are getting signed up with electronic giving of how to get it added to their site, right? And so embed is one option like you showed there. We also have the hosted option too for people that want to have a hosted page. So I get really excited about that because we hear from churches that, you know, I wasn't a part of building the website. That person's no longer here. I don't know how to update our site, right? Just how easy it was with Unite there to click, drag, drop, all that sort of stuff. To then be able to add giving as just another component to your website functionality makes it super, super simple. So I think that was really great to see, and hope a lot of the people that are attending today really saw just how easy that was. And then, of course, how easy you can add electronic giving and the use cases behind each one of those examples that you shared, Peter. So I think that was awesome.
Great. Well, I know the next step is to talk about all the different ways that GivePlus can accept offerings and different devices and stuff. All of that stuff flows into the same place, and I know you're going to cover that. I see that on the screen now.
Yeah, and so if you've attended one of the webinars previously that we've had with Peter, as we showed a more in depth of how you can import giving into Shepherd staff. And so Peter went through that at a pretty high level. So just know that any of your giving options that you have available, whether it's online, text, mobile, kiosk, swipe, sidekick, whatever the case might be, will all come through and can be imported into Shepherd staff that you can tie to those individual members. So we wanted to just make sure that you are aware of all the different electronic giving options that you have that are allowed to be able to be integrated with Shepherd staff. So online, you saw all those use cases that Peter shared today. Vacation Bible School being obviously a big one. We are helping a lot of customers with that, getting those funds added, getting those individual pages set up. Literally in 20 minutes, Peter added giving to a website, added a Vacation Bible School specific page to that, and then imported those transactions to an individual member. You can do that too, right? It's really just that easy. Obviously, Peter, very proficient on the clicks, but we are here to be a resource to help you with that as well, right? GivePlus Mobile is a really another powerful one that our customers really seem to like, and all customers that sign up with Vanco get not only online, but mobile included. So you literally have the ability to take donations from a smartphone app, whether that's an iPhone or Android. And one of the ones that is a favorite of ours around here is GivePlus Text. And we like that so much because we talk about sort of that frictionless giving. And it's to a dedicated 10-digit number that you have for your church. You literally type in your dollar amount that you want to give. You sign up and it's confirmed. It's really a really great way to give and very convenient. Kiosk is something that I'm sure you're already familiar with, sort of that standalone device with an iPad that people can give to. GivePlus Swipe is similar to like Square, which you might be familiar with. You plug that into your phone and you could swipe cards. So if you have people, say, coming to Vacation Bible School that haven't paid yet, you could take payment right there while they're dropping their kid off with an iPad or an Android device, whether it's phone or tablet. And then GivePlus Sidekick is our newest product that we recently released, which is accepts donations with a mobile card reader that actually don't need to be physically present at. So it's a standalone device that you can have just on a table, has a fixed dollar amount. You literally just dip your credit card in and you can accept payments that way. So it's a really fun way in which to offer donation capability without having to be physically present to take those cards. So just want to make sure that everyone is aware of that. We have a final poll question that we'll share in just a minute here if you are interested in learning more about those. But thanks so much, Peter, for being able to show how these can be integrated not only into Shepherd staff, but then, of course, Unite. All right, so that leads us to our final poll question that we have before we jump into Q&A. We got some great questions lined up for us, Peter. So we want to make sure that we're following up with you in an appropriate manner based on what you saw today. And we want to know what best describes your next step. So after this webinar, I would like to, and the first option that you have there, and you can select all that apply, is talk to a CTS software consultant. So if you're interested in, how do you integrate Unite with Shepherd staff, or how do you integrate Shepherd staff with Vanco and GivePlus, we are both here to be resources for you. Obviously, on the Unite side is where Concordia can really help you out, and if you're interested in exploring that further. If you want to view a demo of any of the eGiving products available, Peter did a great demonstration of our GivePlus online. I just showed a slide of all those giving solutions available as well. So if that's something you're interested in taking a closer look at, for sure. If you want to get started with electronic giving, we always like to say that around the summertime is a great time to start evaluating technology as you have a little bit more of that breathing room as members maybe are on vacation or it's a little bit slower around the church time to be able to start evaluating and looking at technology a little bit closer and getting started. With that, we are here to be a resource, and we'd love to chat with you further if you're interested. Or if you have no needs at the time, whether it's Unite or eGiving or any of those, no worries. Thanks so much for attending today. Hopefully you found it valuable and worth your time, and you learned something about not only the integrations that you currently have available within Shepherd staff, but some additional capabilities, not only with Unite, but then also with GivePlus. So thanks so much for taking the time. All right, so if you haven't asked a question, now is a great time to do that. We got quite a few ones queued up. It looks like most of them are, it looks like currently GivePlus related. So I'll tackle those, Peter, and I'll make sure that if we see anything on your side that I flip that over to you for you to be able to answer as well.
Absolutely. Very good.
All right. So if you're ready, Peter, I got our phone numbers and our contact information there. We know we're trying to make it as valuable as your time, but I know a lot of stuff pops up. So if you do need to drop off, don't hesitate to give us a call. Concordia right there, 800-325-2399. You can always visit their website, concordiatechnology.org. You can always give Vanco a call as well, 800-675-7430. And then our newest site that we just launched, GivePlus, specifically for the faith-based side as well. Don't hesitate to check that out as well. All right. So this is a common one that we've gotten on some of our webinars here, Peter, which is, this one's from Ken, is how do we correlate the giver with the Vanco ID within Shepherd Staff?
Sure. Well, let me pull that up again, if you don't mind giving me the
Yeah,
controls.
absolutely. Sure. Let me
Make sure.
There you go.
All right, we'll go here and get that up and running. Yeah, that is a common question because it's with regular giving, you have an offering envelope that you tie to. With electronic giving, you'll have a different ID that comes across. Now, I showed before how when you bring in the batch donations or the electronic donations from the Vanco import, you'll get that electronic giver ID. Now, you also have access to that within Vanco here. And so you can generate different reports. You can add and edit members. I think the best way to do this is to go in here and search for existing members. And we'll pull that up a second. So it gives you these different IDs in here. So and I go too fast and I don't always narrate what I'm doing. Let me step back a second. So within Vanco, you would go into add and edit members. So you're under credit debit e-check. You can add a new member where if somebody is completing the form in your church office and giving that to you to add it for like the electronic funds transfer, you can do that there. But you just go in here to search existing members. And when you just click search, you don't put any criteria in, it gives you the listing of all of the people that are there. So you can see Dave Abbott, 101, Sally Baxter, 102. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Let's see, people see. So you get these different IDs. And so if you wanted to, you could click on and view it, but you don't even have to go that far. You can just see these IDs here. So Anita Gomez, 249-64492. Now you can take that and put that into Shepherd Staff. So you go into contributor records and pull that up, and let's find Anita Gomez. Edgar and Anita Gomez are right there. The quickest way to do that is to just unlock the grid and type in that electronic offering ID number there. So it's 249-64492, 249-64492, and I'll just lock that in. And now anytime Anita gives electronically, or Edgar, because they're married and they contribute together, those electronic offerings will be matched to their giving record and Shepherd Staff. So it's just taking these two IDs that come across and putting it in that specific spot for electronic offering ID. And so she'll still have that 121 offering envelope number, but she'll have that EOI number that links all of her electronic giving back to her. So I hope that makes sense. I know that's one of our most common questions on that. And if you have any questions or you want a demonstrator walkthrough, our support team would be happy to work through that with you. So Louis gave the number before. Our team upstairs is always happy to help and walk through that. They can connect to your computer and go through the first few with you. The nice thing about this, though, is that you don't have to do that with every gift. Just that first gift, or even before they give, if they just set up that account and get that electronic offering ID number, you can put that in there. So again, to recap, in Vanco, under credit debit e-check, under add and edit members, you can go there, view all your members, and I believe if you just click on there and view, I don't go in there too often, yeah, you could even change that member ID to their offering envelope ID, if that makes it better for you. That's an internal ID, so it's not what the giver gives. So if it makes it easier to not have different numbers, you can just take her offering envelope number, put it in there under member ID, save changes, and that'll link them together too. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, edited in Shepherd Staff or edited in Vanco, and just match them up. So I hope that answers that question. I'm sure we've got more coming in here too. So Louis, what's next?
Sure, yeah. So the next one, Daniel had some great questions. So this one is for me, Peter, is we'd like to implement an online payment for tuition and hot lunches. Does this solution work for patrons with a balance to be paid off or mainly for one-time perpetual donations? So great question, Daniel. So it's not set up to be a true like student information system sort of software. There's plenty of solutions out there for that, but it can capture definitely those tuition payments if that's something that you're interested in doing, and sort of those one-time, say, field trips or anything else that you might have. So I think you're spot on in terms of what it's set up to do, those funds and sort of those one-to-one payments accounts. But it's not going to notify, say, Peter's kid's lunch account balance is low, sort of thing, to then come back and pay. So hopefully that helps answer your question, Daniel. Thank you for the question. The next one is another one for me, Peter, which is this one's from Bill. Bill says, does the Vanco import work with all Vanco offerings? We use Vanco via the Michigan Church Extension Fund, which they provide free of charge. Yes, so Vanco, that import does work with Shepherd Staff. And just to clarify, on the Michigan Church Extension Fund, they are taking care of those ACH fees for that as well. So merchant services would be a little something different, Bill, if you wanted to add that to your account. So to be able to take credit and debit cards, we could definitely facilitate that, but the import would work the exact same way. There's functionality within GivePlus where you could just have ACH only. So even if it's GivePlus mobile or GivePlus online, and you just wanted to take ACH, that totally works. That's electronic check. That works just as well as if you added merchant services as well. So hopefully that answers your question, Bill. Let me know if you have a follow-up. All right, Daniel had another question about are there fees associated with return check or insufficient funds? Are there fees associated with these types of transaction statuses? Yes, there are, Daniel. We don't have those listed on our website. We had a couple questions about pricing, so I'll just take back control, Peter, and share with people where they can actually find that. We don't have those listed on our site, but we do have documentation about the fees of that. So if that is something you're interested in, we could absolutely get that to you. So I'm just going to pull up our GivePlus site here and drag this over to my window, very similar to Peter having a little bit of lag with pulling that over. There we go. All right, so if you go to giveplus.com, I'd like to say we're very transparent about our pricing. And I say that because we've got a big pricing header tab there, and you can see how it's broken out into our giving plans. So we have 3 different plans that you can choose from, and really based on the amount of electronic donations you think you'll capture in a given year. So just going down our start plan, so there's a $10 monthly fee, and then you can see if you want to accept debit and credit cards, there's a 2.75% charge plus the 45 cents per transaction. So that's if somebody swipes and say take $100, it would take 2.75% plus a 45-cent transaction fee, and the rest would go to the church. Some additional capabilities that we didn't highlight today is we have something called member offset fees. So that is a box that you can choose to add to your online giving that is customizable based on the percentage that you want to choose, that you can have your members say, yes, I do want to contribute, say, 2.5%, 3%, whatever the case might be, to offset those processing fees. The member would get their full balance of what they donated, and then the church would get, say, the full amount, say that full $100, and the member would get charged, say, $103, whatever the case might be. And so you can see what else is included here. So mobile giving, online giving, you have a giving coach, 24/7 U.S. support, like Peter mentioned a few times, something we take very seriously. Data security and compliance is all included and free, and then we have additional capabilities if you want to look at adding more. All right, so hopefully that helps answer some of those questions around pricing that we received, and thanks for the question, Daniel. All right. Teresa had more of a comment. I learned what I needed to do to integrate with Shepherd Staff. Thanks so much. I'll be watching it again. So thank you, Peter, for showing people how you integrate with Shepherd Staff there. That's good stuff.
Always great to hear.
Yeah, exactly. All right. All right. Lisa had a question. Is that she was late to the webinar. I assume you'll be archiving this. Can I come back and watch the entire thing? Absolutely. We are recording today's event. We'll be shooting you out a link to it via email after the webinar today. And then, Peter, I'll pass it over to you. I'm not sure if you have a stagnant spot on your website that you like to post those, but we'll pass it over to you as well.
Yes, absolutely. In our resource center at concordiatechnology.org, you could just click in the top right-hand corner, Resource Center. We'll be posting it there under the Shepherd Staff portion of that. And so, like Louis said, we'll be getting that recording out in an email, but it'll be available long-term there too. So that'll probably be available tomorrow or next week as we go through it. But yeah, that'll be a resource for you use time and time again as well, hopefully you only need to use it once to get it set up and running, but if you want to remember how to add it to the different ministry pages, you can watch it again.
Awesome. Great. We had a question from Julie. Julie wanted to know, if we don't have Church 360, will this work on our church's website?
Yes, absolutely. That embed code is so easy to add. Depending on which website platform you use, it may be easier, harder to put on the pages, but the concepts are the same. And so if you've got a web designer who knows where to embed that iframe code, you can do the exact same thing that we did today, and the offerings will still import into Shepherd Staff just like we did. The only difference is that your Shepherd Staff users won't import into your website. But yeah, from the website side of things, you can add that onto any website regardless of platform.
All right, great. Thanks for the question, Julie. We had a question from Marty, which is a fairly common one that we get, especially when we start showing integrations, is how do we get our money from the donations to the church? And so that's a great question. So as soon as somebody makes a donation, depending if it's ACH or our credit card, usually takes a little bit of time to process, say 2 business days or so. Then it'll immediately go into the bank account that you set up with Banco. And so you don't need to then, the next question that we get is, do I need to then post those in Shepherd Staff to then actually have the money in my bank account? No, that money will already be in your bank account. It's really up to you of when you want to then download those transactions and then post those to your individual members. So that can be on your time or whenever you want to do that. You will be getting that money transferred to you within that time frame, depending on when people gave and how they gave, within that, say, two-day business window. Hopefully that helps clear that up for you, Marty. All right. Any other questions on your side, Peter, before we wrap up?
There was one question that came through about the cost of Church 360 Unite. And I can pull up, if you don't mind throwing controls over here again one more time, Louis.
Yep.
I will show you where you can find that information on Church 360 Unite. So at 360unite.com is our website, and I'll go to that homepage so you can see that. So 360unite.com, or you can just go to concordiatechnology.org and navigate under products. But you can learn all about it there, and then under the pricing tab, it'll give you our different options. And so what you'll want to do as a Shepherd Staff customer with active support, click this on button for pricing, because that'll give you a good discount. And so that puts it down to our standard plan, $20 a month. And if you go annual billing, click that little toggle there, it goes even lower, and you'll get a little bit of extra savings there. So it goes as low as $225 a year. Our advanced plan has a little bit more features, including a custom domain, more admins, more storage space. That's $500 a year. And our premium, which is kind of the Cadillac, it's really for churches that do a lot of media. You get unlimited storage space, unlimited admins. That's after you really have your website rocking and rolling with lots of great stuff. Most of our customers find that the advanced or the standard plan is perfect for them, but it works the same with any of them, that Shepherd Staff integration. So that, again, is 360unite.com. Click on the pricing, and it'll show you there. We also have a free trial. You can start that out, and you can even test out the full integration right from the beginning without paying for that first 30 days. So that's your answer. Bill had asked that question, so I want to make sure everybody had the answer to that.
Great. Well, that was the questions that I saw, and I just wanted to do a quick highlight on what I saw there on the pricing page. Unlimited support is what comes with that as well. I think that is a great benefit, not only working with Shepherd staff and Concordia, but also working with Banco. We take support very seriously. We want to make sure that it is available to you. So don't hesitate to reach out to us if you are an existing customer as well, and we're happy to answer any of the questions that you have. So really appreciate everyone's time for showing up for today's presentation. Hopefully you found it valuable. The final ask that I do have is we have a short 3-question post-webinar survey that pops up as you're leaving. If you can give us your feedback about that, we do take that very seriously in terms of trying to make these the best use of your time and make sure that you're getting the most out of it. So let us know how we can improve and if you found them useful for your time today. So thanks so much. So be on the lookout for a follow-up email from us with the link to today's webinar recording. And again, if you have additional questions after the event, don't hesitate to give us a call, visit our website, shoot us contact information. We'll be happy to reach out. So a special thanks to Peter for a fantastic presentation today, and really appreciate everyone's time. And we hope to see you on future events. So have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you. Thanks, Peter.